Hey everyone! Sorry it's been a while since I've done an update. It's taken me a really long time to figure out how to do this, but I've kind of worked out a system where you can use almost any rig with my VR mocap solution. There are some crashes and some bad things that happen, and you have to do some specific things, which I'm going to go through in this video. But yeah, if you want to use a custom mesh with custom skeleton, this is the video for you. So let's open up Unreal. Okay, so what we have here is a little scene with our VR mocap player pawn. We've got our spectator camera. And we also have an actor here. And so this actor is set up with a new unknown bone type. So I'll just look at the mocap actor component. This is a component that you add to any blueprint with your character on it. And this is the new kind of tag for a different skeleton. So unknown will actually look at a list of names. You can actually input names if you want, or it'll just find whatever bone is closest to what tracker and say, okay, that tracker is going to control that bone. So you can kind of help it along by giving names. As you can see, I've added a lot of names in here. And actually, let's take a look at the skeleton just to get more information about it. So you can see this is actually using the UE4 mannequin, but I didn't import it using my UE4 mannequin that's in the scene. So sometimes when you import something that uses the same skeleton, but you don't import it using that skeleton, the animation blueprints will get all funky. So this is just showing you that you can actually bypass that or circumvent that using this unknown kind of structure. But here we've got different bone names. I'm just going to copy selected bone name, and we can, underneath this, we can actually paste it in here. So you've kind of gone through and have added them all. Again, you don't need to do this. I'd recommend doing it for at least the first skinned bone, which would be the pelvis, the one that all the other bones are attached to. That's kind of important for the full body IK in control rig. But also on here, you can see we've got a finger bend and thumb bend direction. So to find that out, you just want to open up your model, find the finger, and bend it. Looks like bending is negative on the Z axis, so same here. And you can actually add in multiple if you want to have a bit of an angle to the thumb. I chose not to just for this test. So let's try calibrating, see what happens. Don't worry about errors. We're not doing a build, it's fine. So you can see I'm not getting any inputs. I find you have to click, even though I have get mouse input on start selected, I have to click into the viewport every time. So you can see here you got the scaling yourself up and down with the left and right trigger. I find that's very useful because this mode kind of tries to guess how big the actor is compared to you, but it's not always right. So I'm kind of lined up now. I'm just going to press the buttons to calibrate, and nothing happens here. And there's a very special reason for that. And this is one of the drawbacks of Unreal Engine, to me at least, is that you need to have an animation blueprint per unique skeleton. And right now we're still using, if I just click on the mesh here, let's look at the animation class here. It's using the one from our VR mocap folder, which is just kind of a generic one. We're going to need to retarget this per character. So let's right click, retarget. We're going to duplicate, and we're going to make sure that we show all the skeletons. I put a bunch of skeletons in here just to test like what I could actually mocap. I think we're dealing with, what does this one say? That's underwater. No. Mutant. Undead mutant's what we're using. Yeah, so let's retarget. Okay, so here's our new animation blueprint. So you can see it's actually using the name of the old one. So just to make this easier for us to find, now we're going to select our character, grab the skeletal mesh, and we're just going to click this little button that uses whatever we have highlighted over here. You could also just open this list and look for mutant. There it is. So let's try it now. Remember to click into the project or into the viewport to actually get inputs. You can test out your inputs by doing a little crab dance like that. All right. So lined up, pretty much. And it's gonna crash. So I told you this thing crashes all the time. I don't know why. What does this mean? Assertion failed? I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody help me. I've been trying to figure this out for weeks, and I don't know why this is happening. It's fine. I'm fine. So one of the things I found that actually helps limit crashing is if we actually open up this animation blueprint we just created. Okay, so the animation blueprint's where the interesting stuff happens. So we've got an input pose that is cached, and that's just in case you wanted to have some kind of like animation playing, like say a walking blend space or something like that, which gets overridden by the default slot. This is what it's called on sequencer, just unless you change what slot the animation plays back on. But over here, if you have tracker controlled goals, which is what happens when you actually enter the actor, there's a little float that basically says, okay, trackers are fully controlling the body now. That'll actually set off this kind of set of control rig stuff here. So let's open up the control rig. That it's very crazy simple. I think I can see there's some, what would be the problem here. Okay, so anyways, in control rig, you've got a hierarchy, and here's our, this is our control rig. It's just a bunch of bone names. And very simple, I'm basically just setting the, those different bones to be in whatever spot the tracker is. And it's looking through and seeing how many track devices you have and just filtering. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. But anyways, I find sometimes just delete out the hierarchy and you have to import the hierarchy for whatever skeleton you're using currently. And you can get by this if you want to, say, make a control rig per character. Very easy to do. You could just duplicate it, save it out as, oh, this is the mutant control rig. But anyways, if we just save this, let's see if it might not crash this time. I find, yeah, deleting the hierarchy and then re-importing the one directly that you're using, it won't get confused. There's no bones in there that's going to say, hey, wait a second, I don't see the, I think that's what the index error is. At least I think that's what it is. I've kind of tracked it down to that. But we'll see if it crashes again. This thing, man. Okay, so I changed out my scene to a kind of more bare bones scene. Same thing though, we've got the mutant, we've got the animation blueprint on them that we just created. We've got the mocap actor components with all the names. So yeah, let's just take a look at this and see how it works. So we've got, I've just realized none of them are rigged up for the face. I don't even know why I'm wearing this phone rig. Anyways, with the system, yeah, left and right, will scale yourself. Just thinking, yeah, that looks like where it would be on my head. Let's do that, and you press the buttons, and here we are. So pretty cool. It's not going to have the same fidelity as the other kind of control rigs because those are a little bit better constructed. There's a little bit more kind of guidance as far as the goals, but you know what? It's not bad. There's like finger motion, see, hey? But you get some weird flipping because there's, yeah, the elbow. It's just, I mean, it's not bad. Can I arm wave? That's the test. No, you cannot arm wave. Yeah, so, but pretty cool. Let's see what else we can actually motion capture. These are going to be a challenge. Let's see, centaur. Oh yeah, let's be a centaur. Let's go centaur. So new blueprint class, we're going to make an actor. Cent. BP. Skeletal mesh. Centaur. We don't have to name it. Centauru. I want the centaur. Here we go. Where is he? Oh, he's a big one. Okay, okay. Gonna make him face the X direction. Gonna add the actor component here. All right, and we're just gonna say unknown and just see what the hell happens. This is a test. All right, save all that. All right, let's drop him in the scene. Boom. Oh, he's so big. So big. Look at this boy. All right. This is probably going to go terribly. So again, what we learned from our last process with the mutant is we have to go into the VR Mocap folder, animation blueprint, find the unknown, retarget. We're going to find our centaur. Let's see, is it called centaur? Yeah, centaur skeleton. Here we go. Retarget. There it is. I'm just going to rename unknown cent. That's fine. Select our model. In here, animation class, let's go for centaur, there he is. Save, because it's probably gonna crash. And, oh yeah, let's open up the control rig too. Well, easy way to get to the control rig is we just go to animation graph. Let's look at this thing here. I'm gonna go to the rig hierarchy, delete this, input the centaur one. There he is. Because I have no idea what kind of hierarchy this is. Yeah, this is probably going to crash big time. But you know what? We're going to be there for each other. It's going to be a learning experience. Hey, it kind of scaled me correctly to the guy. That's pretty cool. Good job, my system. All right, so his arms are pretty long. Yep, it crashed. You son of a b****. You son of a b****. Okay, so we just got back from a crash. Let's try to actually open up this mesh here. What is the first joint? That must be it, right? Ooh. Yeah, I guess that's it. This is gonna be bad. All right, I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna open up here. Let's just input at least this. Okay. Boy, oh boy. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. It works. So the thing that's interesting about it is my hips are controlling the back, so you can see it's swinging like crazy. Because this acts as a pivot point, right? I didn't choose the one in the front because I wanted the first skin bone for the, well, you know, let's try it out. Loving my legs. Loving my legs. So I guess the pelvis being, yeah, I have a feeling that the pelvis is going to be important for it not crashing. What was the other bone we have here? So neck. This is where my hips should be. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what causes the crash. We learned it here together. You got to have that first bone. If it's not that first bone, you're done. You're just done. Do I dare? Do I dare? Okay, let's try it out. All right, so I'm gonna call him Doggo. Oops, we're an actor. Doggo. And so you can actually even drag in meshes. Oh, he's a big boy. Look how big this boy is. Best boy. Okay, -90. Gonna make Mocap actor components. Their type is unknown, so let's just make sure we're unknown here. And very important, as we've just determined, we have to actually find out what the first skinned bone is, which I think is just this. Yeah. Or, no, let's do this one. That's probably a better bet for the first skin bone. Let him go. Let him go. All right. He's ready. He is ready. So paste that in there. I'm not going to do any finger motion on this one. I know. What a missed opportunity. But anyways, let's open up our contents. I just like to have these scenes kind of flying around because it's pretty easy for me to swap out the actors. Because we've got like the mocap actor sorry, we've got the player pawn, we've got the spectator cam. It's kind of nice having these preset scenes, and that's all that's in the scenes. Let's get rid of that. And let's get our doggo. Look at this. Look at this thing. Is it in frame? Somewhat. It's going to be a bit trickier to motion capture this guy, I imagine. All right, let's do our best. We're going to see if this works. Oh boy. I don't know, everyone. This doesn't seem like it's going to work. I'm going to have to really scale myself up for this one. All right. Oh my God, look at him go. Oh, right. I forgot to do something. Okay. So yeah, you can see like this is a little bit more involved than the other characters, which is unfortunate. And again, I just wanted it to be a component that I could just put in anything. We're gonna have to go inside our animation blueprints, right click, retarget. Gotta find our Barg. Bargist. Best Bargist. And again, let's just cancel. There we go. Barg. Bam. Select him. We're gonna go for Barg. Now I wonder if I have to add the other skeleton or if it'll crash. Yeah, it's probably best practice. Well, I don't want to crash again. Yeah, okay, so we're also going to go into control rigs. We're going to go into the unknown control rig. We don't want the Centaur anymore. Get out of here. You're old news. We want Barg. Give us Barg. Give us Barg. Barg! So now we've got a new... it's still showing us the preview of this guy. I mean, preview's not that important because that's that boy. So I'm just going to save that. So that means the control rig now has the Barg skeleton, so hopefully it won't crash, but we'll see, we'll see. I mean, I guess it's worth it. Like the power of being able to become Doggo. It's worth the crashes occasionally, right? What is this? My camera system's kind of like, it's so confused. It doesn't know what bone is what. Oh my goodness. Well, wow. So, hey, that worked. I wonder if I can quick load into the actor. Nope. Okay, don't quick load into the actor. All right. I guess you got to calibrate it every time. I have to figure out I'm gonna have to save the bone name and what tracker that relates to. You know what? You're just gonna have to calibrate every time. Deal with it. You're gonna use a weird skeleton. This is the price, my friends. It's gonna crash. That's what's gonna happen. Flew too close to the sun. Should we become a dragon? Is that what we should do? What do you think? What do you think? Should we become a dragon? Is it possible? Is it possible? Could crash. Probably gonna crash. -90. Mocap actor. I mean, I guess the setup isn't terrible, but it's not as good as it could be. And it's down to the animation blueprint thing. Oh yeah, we gotta figure out what the pelvis is. Yeah, that's our bet. That's what it is. Paste that in there. Compile, save. Let's open up our unknown scene. This is our test scene where we have Doggo friend. And we could also we don't have to delete him. We could just move him to the side or something. And we just have to make sure to turn off is mocap target, because that might confuse the system if there's two mocap targets. Could you imagine mocapping two things at once? Can't do it. It's impossible. All right, so let's go into meshes here. So big. Well, this is a good test of if the system scales well, I guess. Now again, we got to go into animation blueprints, find our unknown, right click, retarget. We're going to duplicate this and retarget to, I think it's called Dragon, Mountain Dragon. I mean, Unreal Engine did make this pretty easy. So there he is. Just going to open up the animation graph so we can get to the control rig, because I'm going to want to re-add a different set of bones. Just delete that hierarchy. Look for Dragon. I don't know why it pops up. It should just automatically pop up the mesh field. I feel like I just want to type as soon as I click on that thing. Anyways, there it is. Dragon imports the bones. We don't have to worry about the preview mesh. That's not important. I'll save it though, because we're probably going to crash. If something's going to crash us, the dragon's going to crash us. All right, let's go. Let's go, dragon. Let's go. What happened? Where did it go? Where is it? Oh. Okay, I know why that happened. It's probably because I didn't add... See, there's a lot more steps, and when there's more steps, things go bad. All right, yeah, we got to add the Drago. Oh, whoops. We never named this. Well, you get the idea. It's this one. We're going to use that in here. That's so close. We're so close to greatness there. Sometimes I just click the controllers just to make sure that the input is being grabbed. Yeah. All right. It's morphin' time. What the f? I'm just deleting that. That was an abject failure. All right. Got this anime boy I set up earlier. I don't know if it actually ever worked. Same deal. This I think is from VRM Studio. Yes, he's using the Anime Boy animation blueprints. Let's open that up. Make sure we have our control rig all set up. Because, yeah, again, if you actually just make a control rig for each character, I don't even know if this is actually that important, but I feel like it does crash if we don't have the right skeleton. Looking for boy. Boy. It crashed. Must be the pelvis thing. It's got to be the pelvis. I did hard code it so that the pelvis would be important for the full body IK tracker. So again, this bone list here, it'll actually look for any bone named that and say, okay, that's an important bone. What tracker is closest to that? And hopefully it'll be my pelvis. Crashed. Yeah, this has been weeks. Like I've lost 3 or 4 weekends to this. I don't understand how to fix the crashing. It's painful, that's for sure. You know what? This skeleton looks very scary. And I think that maybe that's causing the issue. I'm going to blame this skeleton. Bear. Do we become a bear? I want something that... Yeah, chicken. Chicken would be good. I'm tired of getting on all fours. Oh, crab. Okay, we gotta do the crab for the crab rave memes. There's just more meme potential in the crab. I'm sorry. I had to say it. All right. Let's add a skeletal mesh. What kind? Crab, of course. Okay, so now we gotta find, let's actually open this guy up. Oops, look at its skeleton. Ah, see? That's why it's important to name your bones. I guess that's the root. Oh, this might not work at all. Yeah, it did not like that. It's crashed. So yeah, it's my dream to be able to motion capture any skeleton, doesn't matter what it is. A dream which is constantly a nightmare. Spent literal months on this project. I just want to be a crab, Guys, I want to mocap myself as a crab. Two things became bone too? Is that what happened there? Yeah, that was weird. I've never noticed that before. I've recorded a lot of my tests just because it's hard for me to actually debug stuff while I'm standing in the center of the room. But I've never noticed a tracker or multiple trackers attaching themselves to the same bone. That's probably causing some kind of issue, but I don't know why that would crash. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to try to investigate why that is in the code and probably come back later. This is what I'm doing instead of playing Psychonauts 2. It's disgusting.